it in the list of instructions. That makes me sad.
Maybe it was something that's coming, but they were beta testing it. I don't know.
I guess so. It was no announcement, so I guess we were
Right? It was just
wondering
like it
about that.
kind of just happened. We're like, who did this? At any rate, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Ting Open. Sorry for the hiccup in the stream, but looks like we're good to go for now. Spawning here on the top right side of our custom map, Detox. Woo. It's going to be the Green Zerg player from My Insanity, PengWin.
In the bottom left, as the red Protoss is NaNiwa.
Receiving incoming transmission.
That timed out too perfectly. That almost sounded like an intro to the player. Yohasi donates $10 and says, "Go Snoot! Viking power!" I guess I should say Snoot if he's gonna be cheering for regional stuff. I hope Snoot does well today as well, guys, because unfortunately, with the sheer amount of Zerg players that have been qualified through, it's going to be really hard to justify inviting another Zerg. So if Snoot qualifies, I'm going to be very, very happy. But of course, the bottom half of the bracket, the one we're following. Snoot currently plays against a player known as EJK. He's a North American Terran, and you've probably seen his gifs on Reddit. But the winner of this will play the winner of that, and that's the part of the bracket we're following. Now, NaNiwa, I don't know. Did you ask? Do you find out? Is he living in America? Do we know right now? I believe.
Oh, I didn't ask. He didn't say anything about like servers though, so I don't.
Okay, well, I believe, and this is where I may be wrong, guys. I believe he's currently in the United States. At least last I heard he was, because he was staying with Tiger Lily. And if that's the case, this is a bit of a server disadvantage for him coming into it. And I do wish him the best of luck, because NaNiwa is a guy who, if you've watched his stream, you can tell he's not like super hardcore with StarCraft like he once was, which is actually kind of a good thing, because that's what I think made him so uptight and stressed and all this stuff. Zygram and I actually had the pleasure of meeting him during the WCS Season 2 finals, I believe it was.
Yeah, Toronto. Yeah.
And I will say, like, absolutely 100% confirmed, NaNiwa was like way more chill in real life than I thought he was going to be, because I had only known him for his internet persona prior to that. But
yep.
At any rate, personal feelings aside, I do wish him the best of luck. He's a barcode, and once again, we made this small exception to the tournaments because a lot of the Koreans were having problems with this. Where as long as you're identifiable by your clan tag, that's just as good as having your name in the barcode as far as I'm concerned. Plus, it means I don't have to title T on stream, so that's an added bonus.
Yeah. We are on the map Detox, which by now most Base Trade TV fans know something about. But the key things to note are that, well, you can't abuse Ling drops on here, although it looks like PengWin's not going to be doing that yet anyways. You take an overload to the right, you get a natural, take an overload to the left, get into the main base, and then you can even sometimes get through the main too, as they haven't walled off yet. And he is getting quite a few Lings, but they might just be in case Adepts try and run in.
I like that he chose to wall off here, by the way, because we saw yesterday the Terran player walled off a little bit in the back, and it left a hole prior to the reactor going down. So NaNiwa is actually covered. He's at the bottom of the ramp, set up for a wall off as well. Kind of a unique factor here, where you don't have high ground vision as the defender. But a lot of things about this map, what I like about it, it really encourage attacking, in all honesty. You've got two entrances to the third, for example. You've got these little spaces back behind the fourths and fifths. You've got high ground advantages all over the place. So this is a map that, just by, regardless of what race you are almost always going to take advantage of by being the aggressor, rather than someone trying to turtle up and defend. And the first notion of that here is in your main.
Yeah. Honestly, it's a really nice map, you know? Like, Purified Forge was... It had a lot of clutter, and just map design-wise, it wasn't my favorite. But for whatever reason, maybe it reminds me more of Daybreak, I guess, and Daybreak was the old standard. This map really feels nice. Of course, the third is obviously different. And the gold base being your preferred fourth is also pretty different.
So, cleaning up an Overlord to start is actually pretty good, because, again, you mentioned those drops. I don't know how much NaNiwa has actually studied for this, which is why I'm a little bit surprised to see this in the map pool. I know PengWin's played on this a lot, actually, because he recently cast a tournament where they featured it, the Luck Fatter Maps tournament, him and Wardy. And I know, funny name, right? So he's seen a lot of games on this map. I know he's played a couple of games on this map, but NaNiwa I don't know about. That's why I'm really confused and like questioning why this ended up being first pick. But also maybe it didn't matter what style this map was, because it was not as bad as Lirlac or something for him.
Yeah.
This is kind of cool seeing Penguin try and tear down the rocks in the middle. Just use the Lings for some degree, open up more pathways in the middle.
Yeah, we've never seen those rocks broken down. I mean, we've only cast this map like 10 times, but... Still, this is the first time I saw anything poke at it. The Hydra set on the way is going to make it Ling Hydra, so it can be very, very powerful. It can hit earlier than I guess if you had waited for roaches, and you might go for lurkers very quickly as well. With two ramps going up to your third, it can be difficult as long as they have some positioning. They're going to do damage. Like, even if you have a wall off on the left and the right, the lurkers still are going to outrange when you're behind your wall, and they're going to cut down your gateways. It can be kind of annoying. We do have a huge Ling, not exactly run by, but attempts to cancel the third base. With the depths already there, they're just going to try and get a pylon.
Yeah, NaNiwa a little bit late to respond because the Mothership Core is sitting in the back. This is still going to hold, though. The depths are pretty good fighters, and this many, no problem. This is a good move out of PengWin, though, even though it didn't get what he wanted done, because he recognized pretty quick, oh, he's gone Phoenix for the opener. He's not going to have a lot of ground units, ideally. And we've seen that all too often. The Protoss player will get a little bit greedy. They won't have 4 adepts. They'll have 1 adept at home, right? And let's not forget there's a second entrance to this third base, which I hope NaNiwa is aware of, because it does seem like a couple players who've come to this map for the first time don't actually know.
We did. I guess I thought it was going to be Ling Hydra and then into lurkers, but what am I thinking? Casting PengWin.
Right.
Just the Ling Hydra.
This is like it's like a PengWin meme. Like my opponent opens 5 Phoenix, Spire every time.
Yeah. I mean, the hope is that, you go to Ling Hydra, you do the attack, maybe they have to use the Phoenixes, so you cut the Phoenix count down anyways, and then hopefully they don't anticipate the Spire follow-up. I mean, this happened a lot in Heart of the Swarm. You didn't have to spend money and gas on roaches, so you could bank up a little bit more. But in Legacy of the Void, I guess there's 2 options. You can turn into lurkers and get another Roach Warren, or get 1 Roach Warren a lot later, or you can go into a Spire. I think the Spire is less of a used choice, but it is PengWin, so this guy would just always try and go for it. Gets a 4th base, actually not at the gold. That is odd, to be honest. So both of the 4ths, I guess you could call them, because honestly, I saw this being the obvious 5th, but whatever. Is that they have the gaps in between, so they're both accessible in some way.
Right, but look what PengWin's done in the middle of the map. He knocked down the rock towers. So this is actually fully walled off now. And he's left a link here to see if NaNiwa decides to break it. So the easier base for NaNiwa to attack would actually be the gold base, just by going straight into it. He would still have to go around and he would still get to the base, but it's longer.
So what's funny is that he can go behind his own gold, and that is a pathway to where PengWin's base is now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not like PengWin's fully walled off for this, but by knocking this down in the middle of the map, like, even going south, this is a longer wall off. Maybe PengWin's just got something crazy up his sleeve, because what the fuck is this?
He did take away the most obvious path to his base, and in that's kind of cool. But if NaNiwa were to recognize this, he could still abuse this base, and it's not a gold. Like, that's the other reason why that 4th is more taken. It's a gold, man. You gotta try and take it, sometimes you're greedy. This being a hidden base makes a lot of sense, because I think that he recognizes it's probably going to be a base trade if he goes for a Spire. And I mean, he's still going. He has the Spire. He's going for the upgrade. He's just not making any minis yet.
I was gonna say, it's PengWin, and if you guys, if you're a betting man, you're casting PengWin into PvZ, you can almost guarantee at some point he's thinking, even if he doesn't go for it, he's thinking about base trading. The Hydra count's really nice too. We talk about this all too often. We see it too many times where the Hydras start coming out 1 or 2 at a time and the Phoenix start picking them off. So PengWin actually having them bulked up like this means those Phoenix don't stand a chance at touching them. But back at home for NaNiwa, he's not exactly slacking off. He's got a lot of adepts, a lot of charge lots, which are specifically good against Hydralisks. Archons aren't going to do too badly in this situation. Obviously, Disruptor 2 would be sweet, but I like what he's got. Downside is, it's not going to be good against Mutalisks.
Yeah, I am worried, though, for PengWin, who did not take an offensive fight, but is looking to take a defensive one. Usually, even on the shortest maps, at least you have bought some time by being the offender to actually get those Mutalisks. If you take a defensive fight with the Hydras and then swap over, you're going to lose 2 or 3 bases before the mutas are even out, But he starts making them as he did have the supply. He was only at like 130 supply with this army. Like, he was just banking as many minerals and gas as possible. And he is going to commence the base trade. Like, that's where his units are going right now. That's where his mutas will be going.
NaNiwa's got a pretty formidable army. Realizing this might be the case, though, he doesn't have a mothership core for recall purposes, so the only thing he has to defend at home is combination SimCity and, like, maybe a Photon Overcharge or 2. And that's going to buy a little bit of time for certain, but this army, I feel, has got more killing capabilities. So this is where that hidden base you pointed out earlier is going to be really, really awesome.
Looks like NaNiwa's, there we go. There's the extra Phoenix and the second Stargate, although probably going to die before, he actually gets to use it.
PengWin is going to take a while to chip through these bases, and NaNiwa's got a pretty decent bank built up. Looks like he's going to send the Archons and the Phoenix specifically home. A little bit worse because it does expose this army to the mutas, but I guess that's specifically what he's chasing. Either way, just thinking he's going to win the building race and the building war. We know, however, that's not necessarily going to be the case. These Stargates finishing though in the main. This is going to be. This kind of feels like that Protoss level in the campaign where you're just holding out against the Zerg. Not really about winning per se, but about just living as long as you can.
Yeah. I guess taking the gold base is pretty important, as if that was the base that survived. Obviously, NaNiwa would love that, but I do kind of wish that PengWin would just go ahead and look for the Stargates right now and just take that down immediately. Don't let him sneak 8 Phoenixes when you're not paying attention. So there we finally go.
Jumps on this.
He will have 5 Phoenixes. I think this one might just escape, but that's not a whole lot.
NaNiwa does have a probe outside of his base. It's worth noting. So he could potentially, maybe, like emphasis here on maybe, escape and start base racing this out by building pylons and extractors or simulators all over the map. But coming back home with Immortals, Adepts, and a couple Sentries, he might actually kill the Hydras. The Mutas are still going to be a huge problem, however.
Yeah, they were trying to target down the Nexus. They get it, and then they turn around.
Hydras are dealt with. Where are those Archons? He had Archons. Did they die?
Did they?
I guess home. Yeah, they must have died to the Hydras.
Yeah.
Oh no! 2 more Stargates start up and in a terrible spot. NaNiwa, no.
So NaNiwa was really hoping that last building he just killed was in fact the last building, but as we know, PengWin has had that base in mind this entire time. He still has enough minerals to make another base as well, or just like a dozen extractors. He should win the base trade. Where are the probes? There's Immortals going in the top left. Ooh. There are Immortals going to the top left.
You said he should win the base trade, but NaNiwa's going to use the last of his minerals to put down cannons and keeps 400 to maybe make a Nexus. Unfortunately, this is kind of revealed, and yeah, the Immortals.
The Immortals?
Oh no, are they not going to?
Immortals, please!
Oh no, the one thing. This is like sheer luck out of PengWin, right? Okay, the Zealots are rallied there. Okay, the Immortals are rallied there. He's going to find this.
That's
There's a couple
his last
of
building.
drones. Right, but he's got money to run away with the drones and build something else, which is really annoying.
Run, buddy!
Mutas coming back home. NaNiwa can't actually fight the Mutas in a head-on engagement. Even the Archons are going to struggle. There's too many Mutalists. So, what's PengWin to do? He does start a hatchery in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, middle of nowhere.
Desperate times call for desperate measures in cheeky shit base trade situations.
I didn't even realize he got Burrow, but that's going to be really nice for this situation. Saves a couple of those drones. They could, well, they can't actually, but they would have loved to rebuild the hatchery over there. So now it's just going to be multiple extractors. That's it. That's all PengWin can do.
It's just the one, though, right now.
And then, he put in a hatchery. I guess he had rallied it.
So
now he can make a couple more extractors with those drones that he saved. He took down... Oh, that's all. That's all the anti-air. That's it.
NaNiwa's got a blitz. It's his only chance. It's either GG or blitz, and he is going to blitz around the map looking for these buildings. But once again, PengWin's got this stored up here. He can build an extractor. And this has got to be so annoying. Like, this is going to be like the worst way to lose a game.
Okay, good. Okay, he built an extractor. That was really close.
But there's no building right now, and NaNiwa split his units, so he's got maybe a small chance to pull this off still, like a very small chance. The Zealots were they should. Oh, will they intercept the drone? Charge is gonna be so good for this.
They do.
Okay, PengWin's got a building up here. What else does he have on the map? That's it. I think this is it.
It's that and a couple of creep tumors. Yeah, that's it.
One single drone. But the army of it's probes. Never mind. This is so stupid. I'm like actually cheering for NaNiwa in this one. I normally 9 times out of 10 cheer for PengWin, but this is such a cheeky shit base trade. Oh my god, the last building's gonna get revealed though. That's it. PengWin has 1 extractor. If NaNiwa can somehow sneak past the Mutalists and get here, the Zealots have the power. The Immortals. Oh, the Immortals might do it. Oh my god!
He split up his Mutas specifically to try and catch all of the splits that NaNiwa was doing. It is super close.
Barrier.
Oh, the Mutas missed them.
The Mutas missed them, but Barrier is actually going to buy him the time he needs to hit this. He knows where it is. It's been revealed. He's heading right to it. PengWin is still searching for these Immortals. He's not seeing them yet. NaNiwa has got the damage to 2 Immortals and 2 Barriers of Life to kill this extractor. This is the last building.
Oh yeah, the Immortals can do it. They were caught at the last second.
Oh my god, NaNiwa! GG! PengWin, who is the king of base trades, will fall to what was once the king of the north.